Ellen G. White was a Christian, but she got into the idea of being the voice of prophecy to her own denomination. And she claimed that God gave her revelations, which we now know God did not give her. She plagiarized them from other people, shamelessly, I might add. And they're trying to defend her on the grounds that the Bible was put together from various sources, so therefore Mrs. White was doing nothing the Bible writers were doing. That's absolute nonsense. The Bible writers didn't plagiarize from other people in published works and things of that nature and pass it off as divine revelation. Mrs. White did that, and to that degree she was uttering false prophecies.
Walter, when you, many years ago, you took a stand and simply said that the Seventh-day Adventists were not a cult, and then through the years it seemed like they've taken some harder stands. And I'd like to know how you look at that situation right now.
I'm in dialogue now with the General Conference of Seventh-day Adventists over questions I am asking them.
What are the, in your terms, the crucial points and how they answer them that make the difference?
Whether or not they consider Ellen G. White to actually be the infallible interpreter of Scripture. I want a statement on that from them. The reason I want it is because if they say yes, then she is above Scripture. If they say no, then why all the fuss about the plagiarism and everything else? Why don't they either fish or cut bait? That, I think, is an important question.
Let me ask you a tough one. Many of the critics back then said that some of the friends that you had at the top echelons that gave you the answer last time, I think it was on Questions on Doctrine,
yes,
that what they said, the guys down below didn't hold. Did you feel any of that kind of heat?
Oh, I got a lot of heat on the subject, but what encouraged me was the fact that I met many Adventists, thousands of them around the world, who came to me personally and thanked me for telling the truth because it was their faith.
Okay, now Des Ford and Walter Ray were our guests on the program, and they talked about the fact that from the Scriptures they could not support the 1844 doctrine.
Absolutely.
And because of that, it seemed like Des Ford had his teaching credentials taken away.
Oh, yes, definitely. There's a purge.
Okay.
I met with Des and I talked to him. He's a very great guy and a very fine Bible student. And he's forsaken Adventism and Mrs. White on the grounds that he doesn't have any choice.
And Walter Ray also came out on the book on
the
Ellen
book,
G.
The White
White,
Lies,
and he's been dismissed.
Yeah.
Is that why you see you're asking the questions?
I'm asking the questions because I see the Adventists purging their own numbers of people whose theology is essentially sound, and I want to know why.